YouTube, how's it going? Frogs Angels is back with some more NFL team-by-team record predictions. We're going through all the teams until we're set with my playoffs. We're going to predict the playoffs and predict the Super Bowl. We got plenty of other future prediction videos coming before the season starts, as well as fantasy, stuff like that. Then during the year, we got weekly pick'ems. Love those. Can't wait for the season to start. But for the Steelers video, for all these videos, we're using this website, playoffpredictors.com. Link is in the description, as always. So go check it out. Make your own predictions. Great site. Very useful to us for these videos. So the Steelers, obviously you expect top-notch play from the Steelers once again. What are we going to get from Big Ben, though? I mean, we've seen, he's still been a top quarterback, but we've seen these last few years maybe throwing maybe a little off target more than usual, I should say. Not a lot, but like the Jaguars games. So are we going to see a little bit of a drop-off again, a little bit of a decline? I don't know if it really matters. If it does happen, I think they'll still be a good team. I mean, that's a little bit of a question. Obviously, he's going to be playing at a high level still. On the defensive side, the secondary scares me a little bit. They go out and pick Morgan Burnett. I like that fit there. He's not like a superstar safety at all, but they needed something like that, so they picked him up. But I do think the secondary could struggle a little bit. I think it did last year at times. The rest of the defense, I think, looks pretty good. Front seven, solid. I know losing Ryan Shazier is just very unfortunate. But, pretty solid. That D-line between Cameron Hayward had an excellent season, and Stephon Tuitt, if he's healthy, I think he's a freak. Then Watt's going to step up even more, had a good rookie season. Bud Dupree, does he finally break out? I mean, he's been playing well enough, but I can see him breaking out actually a little more. That would be very impressive. A couple of young guys coming in there could step up. So I think the defense will be solid mainly because of the pass rush, mainly because the guys I mentioned up front, Cam Hayward, Stephon Tuitt. I really like that duo. Secondary, again, it could struggle a little bit. I think that it could hurt them against the big-time teams possibly. But we know we're going to get on offense. We know they're going to air it out. James Washington, love that draft pick. So perfect for the Steelers. He's the guy to look out for. I mean, he really could step up, have a big year in his rookie season. They don't really need him to, but he can. He's just another deep ball specialist. So perfect. But they already have the talent at receivers, at the receiver position, and they have Le'Veon Bell, obviously. Good offensive line. So we expect nothing but a playoff bye, really. I mean, they're going to make the playoffs. We'll see. This is the first time I'm looking over their schedule. Let's see what the record I come up with, but I'm expecting easy playoffs. But we'll see. In Cleveland, like I mentioned in the past, week 1 is mysterious. So do the Browns win? I think they could, but I'm going to go Steelers. They're the better team. They're going to be more ready. That shouldn't be a question. If the Browns are look more ready, look more prepared than them, I don't know what's going on. Because the Browns are still in somewhat of a rebuild mode. They got some good pickups where they're getting further along in that process, and they can win games now. But the Steelers are a veteran team, experienced team, well coached. There's no reason why they shouldn't win that game. Home against Kansas City in week 2. Actually, that's a tough one. I was about to just click the Steelers right away. Could be a bad matchup. It really depends on what we get from Mahomes. We know he can really sling it. He can get it downfield. That could be a weakness to the Steelers. Like I said, the secondary downfield could struggle a little bit. The Chiefs, it's tough. This is going to be a shootout. I'll tell you that. This is going to be a shootout. Because Pittsburgh's home, I will take them. But that's gonna be a darn good game. It's gonna be a shootout. If it was in Kansas City, maybe I'd pick them. I think it's all about the match. I think the Steelers are the better team, but about the matchup, it's gonna be a good one. In Tampa, Monday night, maybe that gives Tampa a slight advantage, but no, I'm going with the Steelers. They're a much better team. And week 4, home against the Ravens. I did the Ravens video already, so if you haven't seen that, go check it out. I did the AFC East, the NFC East. Let's see. Yeah, I picked the Steelers in that Ravens video, and I'll stick with it. At home, I think pretty simple. Atlanta in Pittsburgh. Oh man, it's a good draw that they're home there. That's big time. If it was in Atlanta, I would already picked Atlanta, I think. Another one of those games where I think the Falcons could really throw down. I'm going to pick the Falcons. I don't like the matchup for the Steelers. I think they can throw downfield. I think the Falcons' defense will be better this year. So I think they can cause some turnovers here if healthy. I think I don't like that matchup for the Steelers. I'll take the Falcons. In Cincinnati, I talk about Cincinnati could be a sleeper team. They can beat some good teams this year, but for the matchup reason, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers have too much offense for this. I think they beat them. Bye week is in week 7. Then they are home against the Browns. I'll take the Steelers. I mentioned in the Browns video, if this was swapped, if they were playing in Pittsburgh week 1 and then in Cleveland week 8, I think could be different. I'd probably still pick the Steelers, but I think Cleveland would have a better chance of picking up a game against Pittsburgh if they're home in week 8. Actually, you can argue either way, because my argument for week 1 being pretty much a guarantee for the Steelers is because who's more prepared, who's more experienced. But then by week 8, are the Browns going to be all down like they usually are? Are they going to be swapping players like quarterbacks? So you can argue that either way, honestly. Week 9 in Baltimore, I had them splitting. I had Baltimore picking up a game. I think defense could play well at home against Steelers in this game. So what are we at? We're at 6-2 here. Home against Carolina. I think on Thursday, that's a key game there. Being home on a Thursday, very important there. I'll take the Steelers in that one. Could be a good game. Cam Newton can have himself a day, but won't be enough in Pittsburgh on Thursday night. Steelers, Jags. They got a matchup problem with the Jags. I think they can turn it around, make it a better game, but I still will pick the Jags because they're at home. If it was in Pittsburgh, I may be picking the Steelers, even though it was in Pittsburgh in the playoffs. Some kind of matchup problem going on there. I think it's really that defense. In Denver, could be a good game. Being in Denver, it's really depending on what we're going to get from Case Keenum. I like the way they drafted. The defense will be pretty solid still, but I think the Steelers are the much better team. The Broncos are another sleeper team that could be pretty darn good. And then we got the Chargers are going to Pittsburgh. Oh, man, this is tough. This is a good one. They're home in so many of these games that I think are just so good. That's just so clutch. It's key. Take the Steelers because they're at home here. You know, if it was in LA, I think I'd take the Chargers, but Chargers pretty balanced team. They got elite talent here and there, so I mean they're going to be a heck of a team. That could go either way. In Oakland, it depends on what Raiders we're going to get. Depends on what Derek Carr we're going to get. What kind of defense we're going to get. I think being at home, and it could be, there could be a high-scoring game. I think the Raiders could put up. I'm going to take the Raiders here. I'm kind of just feeling it. A little bit of an upset, maybe more than a little bit, but I think the Raiders can get their offense going in this game. They can get the passing game going in this one. So I'll take the Raiders. Home against the Patriots. Then they get some revenge here. Like I picked in the Patriots video, I picked the Steelers at home. Another home game against a big-time team. Wow. But here's where they go the opposite. They're in New Orleans in this one. And this is another. I think if the Steelers were home, I think I would pick the Steelers being in New Orleans. Offense, a little too much there. Passing game gets going. Not only downfield, but with the running backs as well. Alvin Kamara. You know the drill. Week 17, the last week. Ignore the attempt at predicting the playoffs. I'm not finished yet, so I don't know why it's trying to predict it. Home against the Bengals, I will take them being the Bengals there. So 11-5, obviously very solid. Could win more games than that though. Five losses. Maybe a Steelers fan or other experts would think less, but it's tough. That's a good schedule. Pretty tough schedule. Got them losing to the Falcons. Got them losing once to the Ravens. They could easily win that. Losing to the Jags, do they get the revenge? Raiders was just a feeling of mine, a little bit of an upset. And the Saints, I got them winning games, though, like the Chargers, the Patriots. So those can go either way. Big Ben, I don't expect it, but if he's completely off his game, if he declines even more than he kind of has been a little bit, then they could lose some of these games because of that. We've seen it the first time against the Jags. It was kind of on him. But we'll see. I expect them to. Honestly, I expect this, even though, like I said, some of these games they could even lose and that could become a worse record. I expect this kind of to be bottom line. Like, worst case scenario, 10 wins. It's got to be. I mean, they can win 13 games. It's at 10-13 range, and that's kind of how I was feeling before the video, and I end up with 11. Maybe would have predicted 12, more like that, but pretty close. Tough schedule. Yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts. Let me know if you think they'll win more games. I think a lot of people may think they may win more games, but looking at the schedule, you never know. Anything could happen. But that'll do it for this one. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Our goal is 10K subscribers. And don't forget to click that like button. That'd be much appreciated. We got plenty more content to come, more predictions, weekly pick'ems during the year. We got a big fantasy video coming this week. Still getting that together. It's going to be a long, big video. We got rankings, sleepers, all kinds of fun stuff in that video. So should be coming this week, hopefully. But we got to get through these record predictions videos as well. Plenty more to go through. So we got you covered here. But that'll do it for this one. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and goodbye.